Well, I just received the soil tests for my farm, so I thought I was gonna do a little run through and see what's going on here. Um, but I think I'm gonna use something else. I usually use Qgis to analyze my data and to record the field borders and any field work I've done and so on. So, for instance, here I did some sowing. Oh, it's a bad color. That's just a little work I did down here. Anyway, I used this system to record what I'm doing, and I also started to put in the analyzed data in this system. However, it's a bit too advanced for me, really. I don't know how to make a heat map out of the data. So for this presentation, I'm actually going to use something simpler. This is a system that the soil sample company provides you with. So here are the 3 fields that I'm working with. It's actually 5. There's 2 small here, one there and one over there, but they're so small I keep forgetting them. And this one is actually hard to get to because there's a difference in height here. So I have to, when I've done this field, I have to go around everything, all around this way to get to this field. So sometimes it doesn't even get harvested, so maybe I will put something else there. Anyway, to the data. If we start looking at the pH, not too bad. Actually a bit high in some places. Over here, for instance, 7.7. That's a wild value. But it's I don't see anywhere. I think I found somewhere below over here. the field I usually forget, 5.9. But in general, it's over 6, and actually on the high side here and there. So no reason to do anything about that. Soluble phosphorus. This is a classic thing. That's not a farm there anymore, but it probably was in the old days. And this is as far as the manure cart reached, or the horse wanted to go, or whatever. So you often see higher values around the farm on phosphorus. It's not like that down here, so I don't know if there is a barn there. So I thought there had been cows there, but maybe not. This is all according to this classification, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not too bad. It's on the low side on this field, so there would be reason to either. Well, I'm never going to put phosphorus on. I probably, as I understand, for instance, buckwheat could be a way to get the bacterial community to release more phosphorus. So, but it's interesting to see. Nothing to do over there, nothing over here, but here maybe buckwheat or some other way to make it more available. We do have a value also for phosphorus that needs to be. They use a stronger acid to, and it's more hard to get to, and I think the values are pretty high here. And again, that could be made available by the proper biology. Potassium, the money mineral. Well, it's not really low, but it's well over here, of course. But I think the more it's more of an issue, the ratio between potassium and magnesium. I think I'll come back to that later, but from this picture, there's not really a big need for. Well, yeah, I guess for the standing crop, but that could be foliar sprayed. These are also high values in hard to get phosphorus. Magnesium, some areas with pretty high values here, and that correlates with the soil compaction that I've seen there. High clay, high magnesium, compact soil. Moving on to copper, I actually have not researched what the values here mean, and there's no coloring of the map, so I don't know what they mean. I need to research that. What I can just remember that I saw a bag of copper fertilizer lying around on the farm since the former owner, so it's a good reason to go back and see what it should be. Now here's something interesting, and that is the potassium magnesium ratio, and I think this field motivates to add potassium. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that this value should be up to 2, 3 or something like that, and here we're down to 1, even below 1. So this could be a reason for the compaction you see here, and also well, the compaction, because there's a lot of weeds here and they enjoy the compacted area where the grains don't appreciate so much. So I've been running the subsoil on this to do a mechanical ease of the compaction, but obviously I need to do something chemically biological also. So this is kind of a takeaway that maybe some potassium fertilizer will be needed on this field. Not so much on the other fields, based on the ratio, not really on the lack of potassium. Boron, as far as I understand, you're supposed to get upwards of 2, 3. So I would consider these values to be very low. 0.7, 1.3, 0.6, and so on, 0.4 down here. I'm not sure what the organic organization says about adding boron, but I would think that it's needed. I have read about farmers who have added between 3 and 5 kilos per year, and they have only seen increases in yield and not any toxicity at all. So another takeaway: potassium and boron. Calcium, pretty good values, I guess, even high up here. I'm not so familiar with the absolute values there, but I can just see on the color map that it looks okay. There is actually another map down here, which is the need for calcium for grain, and it basically says there is no need for calcium at all. So, but then again, I need to study a bit about Albrecht, what it talks about calcium, so we'll see. There's actually calcium for sugar beets, if I was to grow sugar beets, but I'm not, so. Where were we? Organic matter, surprisingly high. I was expecting much lower values, but as you can see, we're over 5% over here. Very nice. Even over 6 here in the forest. 4.7, 2.8, 5.9. Very satisfying values. As I said, I really didn't expect them to be that high. Clay content, basically what I already knew, 25-30% close to the farm down here, a bit further away. Let me see now, there's another map here. Yeah, there's a national map about clay content, and you can actually project that map into the fields here, and well, basically says the same thing. A bit lower clay content up here, it's a lighter soil, really heavy down here, and that's also where we have the soil compaction, so it all makes sense. And this crazy field here has a mix of everything, but let's say about 10 up here, about 15, 20 up here, and a mix between 15 and 20 down here. Let's see, we went organic content, clay, iron. Again, there's no explanation, there's no thematic map on this one. So I need to research the values here. If anybody knows what it's supposed to be, please feel free to post it in the comments. No, I really need to research what those values are supposed to be. Aluminium, well, I guess it's a nutrient, but as far as I know, it's mostly a poison, so you keep track on not getting the values too high. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then, yeah, we already been there. The need for calcium for grain, the need for magnesium. I will definitely not need any magnesium. And that's the clay map, right? So I think those two are the biggest takeaways from here. That when it comes to phosphorus, I do have phosphorus in the ground. I just need to get the biology to release it. When it comes to potassium, the values are not too bad, but there is another reason to add potassium, and that is the quota between potassium and magnesium. So the first takeaway from this test is I need to add some potassium, preferably as a foliar spray, but it might be, it depends on what I can find. Boron, my research says I need more. I don't know what the organic people say, but maybe they think it's enough. But I need to, since you are certified organic, you need to have a motivation for it, for adding a nutrient, and hopefully they can agree on the boron values being too low. Organic matter, no problem there, and not much else to talk about in this test. But the major takeaway, I think, is potassium and boron. So feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.